Welcome to the monthly memo and welcome to my home. So I'm kind of self-quarantined here, I guess, right? Social distancing. Actually, no, I'm just home and it's time for the monthly memo. So we're gonna start a series of memos about our chemicals, and hopefully I can do them a little bit shorter, but I really want to give you a tutorial about each chemical that we have, the main ones anyway, in our arsenal, so that all the new employees have a great understanding of each chemical and how to use it. So I'm starting with Rejuvenol because it's very fitting to the situation we're in right now. And Rejuvenol is our disinfectant that we have here. And disinfecting is something that we are doing so much right now. And so I kind of want to just give a few tips on doing it properly, and just doing it the best that we can to ensure the safety of our customers. I think they're kind of relying on us to be very diligent right now in our disinfecting and our cleaning so that they can feel safe, they can tell their employees that they are safe, and so forth and so on. So for the time being, as long as things are open, this is what we're gonna do. So Rejuvenol is our disinfectant. It is the pink chemical, number 16. So we're putting up some new posters shortly, and all of them are gonna be called out. So it's the pink colored chemical. When you mix it up in your bottle, it's always gonna start from a concentrate. You want it to be extremely pale pink. Well, mix it up according to the instructions, but we really want it pale. The thing is, if you mix too much chemical, you are actually, it's less effective, number one. And number two, you're gonna leave residue behind when you're cleaning because there's too much chemical on the surface and your rag is not gonna wanna wipe it up. So it's really important to mix it accurately in your quart-sized bottle. You always want to make sure that the Rejuvenol is in a bottle that's labeled with the Rejuvenol. So if you're at a location that has lost its label or gotten a new bottle and hasn't gotten a new label, you need to let us know. We have lots of extras of these at the office and we are happy to replace them for you. So just let us know, and because that's part of our OSHA certification. That's part of our safety requirement, is to have all of our chemicals properly labeled at the locations along with the SDS sheet, so people know what it is they're using. If the customers happen to come into our cleaning closet and use one of our chemicals, they need to know what it is at a really quick glance. So, okay, I started preparing for this video just a little while ago. One, I had to clean my counters off because usually they're messy. And so you see over here, this is my little makeshift office right now. And then I go into my kitchen. And so what I did is I sprayed down these surfaces. And what Janelle and I have learned here very recently is that if you turn the nozzle end so that this is an extremely fine mist, the finest it'll get before it doesn't want to squeeze anymore, okay? You're actually going to create much finer, much smaller water droplets that go onto the surface, and it's going to remain wet longer, okay? So Rejuvenol has a 10-minute kill time, and we've just recently it's been confirmed that this will kill the COVID-19, the coronavirus. And actually, when SARS was around and MERS was around and all of those are forms of the coronavirus as well, and Rejuvenol would kill them as well. So all forms of the coronavirus, so the one that we're dealing with right now, Rejuvenol will kill it, but it does need a 10-minute dwell time. So how do we accomplish this? We've always said in the past that's extremely hard to do in the time frame that we're working with. However, I'm fairly certain that all of our customers want us to disinfect as best we can. And so if it takes us a little bit longer, they're going to be okay with that. But I spent a lot of time thinking, how can we do this effectively and maybe not waste any of our time that we're doing it? So this is what I experimented with here, guys. If you turn it to a really fine mist, it will actually stay wet for 10 minutes, okay? But you are going to need to make sure you cover the whole surface. So here's what I recommend. Turn it to a very fine mist. Start at one corner of an office or one edge of a hallway or one area in the break room or something, and span enough distance and spray enough area that'll cover 5 minutes. Circle back, spray it again. Okay, so I would continue to work my way around my kitchen, spraying all the areas that I hope to disinfect. And by the time I get back a second time, it's been 10 minutes. And this has been sitting on the surface for 10 minutes, okay? So any area that maybe didn't stay 100% wet for that full 5 minutes, you're resaturating again and getting it wet to cover that full 10 minutes. Now I can go back with my microfiber rag and wipe up the excess, okay? You don't want to leave it set there. That's going to leave residue, and it's not going to look clean. So we do still need to wipe, but in order to disinfect, we need to do more than spray and wipe and spray and wipe, which is how we traditionally wash down countertops. You know, when we're not dealing with something like this, you know, when there's a lot of cases of influenza in a building, which is a similar type of virus, not the same, but similar, you still have to, you want to probably follow these same procedures, but on a normal, regular month, regular week, when we're not dealing with a lot of this sickness and this bacteria and germs, you know, normal spray and wipe is removing 99.9% of everything that's on the surface. But in a situation like this, we want to do our very, very best to actually kill the viruses and the bacteria that are harboring themselves on the surface, okay? While I let this set just a little bit longer, I do also want to remind you, they are still saying that the primary method of transmission is contact from person to person. It's through our breath, through sneezing, through coughing, but they are not ruling out surface contact, touching a surface that has the virus, then touching your nose, touching your eyes, touching your mouth, okay? So we do want to do our very best that way. Janelle is getting a lot of calls for the Mr. Mister. There's a lot of businesses that want that complete disinfection. And so with that may come some more cleaning for your business as well. Because in order to be extremely effective with that, we do need to have you clean, and then we need to spray, and then have you come back and remove any residue from the Mr. Mister, just so that there's not a lot of water droplets still there. So that could entail a little bit more cleaning, and so I want you guys to all be aware of that. So yeah, once it's set on my surface for that full 10 minutes, then I can go back and wipe. Remove any excess that's on the surface, wipe up, and you are disinfected, okay? When it comes to things like keyboards, I think screens, you're probably okay. A lot of our screens are glass and fairly safe spraying them on there. But keyboards and electronics, phones, it's gonna be a little harder. So when you spray that mist and you're gonna go do keyboards, you probably wanna stand a little bit farther away so that what hits it is the superfine mist. So you don't have that big initial blast, okay? The superfine mist, but what happens is you're probably gonna need to come back and do keyboards 3 or 4 times in order to get it to set and be wet on the surface for 10 minutes, okay? So that's kind of our goal. That's what we want you to do. That's how Rejuvenol works. Kill time of 10 minutes. We spray it on the surface, we let it set, and then we wipe it down. If we do anything different than that, then we are not disinfecting. But we are still using a cleaner, okay? So Rejuvenol is also really good for floors. It's really great for toilets. Most of what we use it for is surface cleaning, okay? High touch areas, okay? Those are the things that we need to worry about. We're not necessarily concerned about trying to disinfect, say, the hood of my stove, because I don't stand here and touch this all the time. Now, if I sneeze, yes, it's probably gonna get up there. But it's not as high touch. So that's what we're really, really focusing on, is high touch areas right now. Like everything else and every other video, let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have any concerns. And then your challenge is to tell me in your T-Sheets notes, what do you love most about Rejuvenol? And it's probably all the same thing. I kind of know what you're all gonna say. But what do you love most about Rejuvenol? This is kind of the lowdown. Make comments on this video on YouTube if I missed anything, which I probably did, because there's a lot to get into a short time. So have a great day. Stay safe. See you soon.